Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, March 8th, 2026, and it's time for your Sunday reading. I'm Dolly. This is the Wolf Girl Oracle, and I'm glad that you're here. So, I wanted to mention to you guys there's a video out by Chase Hughes, and it is called We Are Livestock. It Was All a Lie. I'm going to put a link in the description below, and I'd really like it if you guys could go and check out that video. It is very eye-opening, and it very eloquently states things that I have been trying to tell you guys for the past 3 years, And in a nutshell, it's about how reality is constructed for us to control us. And it comes from both sides of the aisle, you guys. It's not just the Republicans, it's not just the Democrats. It is a system that was created to control us. And basically, he talks about how, at one time, people experienced life, and our reality was grounded in that experience. We would see events happening and we would come to our own conclusion via critical thinking. The news used to be about who, what, when, where, and why. And the events were shown to us, and that was it. We developed our own critical opinion of this after looking at it. But now reality is mediated. We are given a story after it's already been formulated, how they want us to perceive it. So instead of getting the who, what, when, where, and why, we are getting, this is what you should think, this is how you should feel. And it's perpetuated through social media. Truth doesn't have to be about the facts anymore. It does not. Truth just needs to be about, is the story repeatable? Will it have an emotional effect on the people who are hearing it? That kind of thing. So basically, it's emotionally driven. It is meant to make us feel like we should be in a particular group and hate the rest. And he systematically breaks down how this is being done to us. So please go check out that video. And today for our reading, I want to talk to Spirit and say, how can we discern what is true and what isn't true? How can we discern a narrative that is being directed at us to feel in a particular kind of way versus an actual account of events? How can we figure that out? So let's go to the other camera and go to Spirit and find out what Spirit has to tell us about this. All right, so I'm using the Trust Your Vibes Oracle as the Oracle card today, and I am using the Everyday Enchantment Tarot as our tarot card. So let me get these shuffled, and as I do, I'm going to ask the angels to protect us. I'm going to ask the spirits of the land and my home, the Landvatir and the Husvatir, to surround us, and I'm going to ask the ancestors to give us wisdom. How can we figure out what is true and what isn't, Spirit? Please and thank you, and I love you. All right. So the first card is Find Your People. And that's great advice from Spirit because I feel like it's very difficult, especially online these days, to determine who is real, who isn't real. So finding like a community, a sense of community, and being able to bounce your ideas off of people that you actually can get to know is actually a great idea for helping you to discern what is true and what isn't true. I think that you also have to be careful not to be a joiner, because something that we all tend to do is to avoid being ostracized or to avoid being criticized, or having judgment put on us, is sometimes we'll just join the crowd and say whatever they say. And that's not always good. That's not good. That's not good for us because we're not being true to ourselves. So I feel like it needs to be a gentle blend. But let's look at what the clarifier is. The clarifier is strength. It's strength. And strength is courage, patience, control. It's divinity, it's confidence. I mean, look at her. She's in her wheelchair. She's got her support dog. Her arms are up in the air. She's having a great time. She's very confident. There's a little, is that a bunny down here? I don't know. But you see the flame dancers back here. Everything about this woman really, really screams courage, strength, and clarity. She is confident in her strength, not arrogant in her strength, but confident in her strength. And I think that is how we need to be. We need to be able to have confidence in our critical thinking. So when we find people of a like mind and we're able to communicate effectively with them and bounce ideas off of them and have the courage and the strength to maybe sometimes hear, hey, I don't want to hear that, or hey, I don't think that's right, even to an opinion that's our own. I feel like that's important. We need to critically look at these things, not just accept what we see as the truth. Okay? That critical thinking is very, very important. All right. And I also got lighten up. Lighten up. And that's a really good card to have too, because there's a lot of things that are being thrown at us these days, right? And it's very quick to just jump into a reaction over something that we see that maybe triggers us emotionally, But we have to remember that the news is designed to do that. It is designed to trigger us emotionally so that we stay tuned, and so that we stay divided, and so that we stay distracted, right? Oh, bless me. Anyways, so yeah, we got to lighten up. And then the clarifying tarot card is the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins. And this is very much a cooperative card. It's a charitable card. A lot of times, it's involving financial transactions and stuff like that. But I feel like, what Spirit is saying here with this is pick your battles. Pick your battles when it comes to your cooperative effort with your people, right? Be quicker to listen and critically think than you are to react and do something crazy. Okay, just kind of keep it light, with them, and be generous with your listening, and that is hard. Having generosity in listening is tough. I know from firsthand. I will often get stuck on things. I'll often get stuck on an idea or a concept, and just be really quick to try to get that out, to tell people what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And in doing so, I don't hear what they're saying. And I think we're all guilty of that in one form or another, but I think, especially now that Mercury's in retrograde, we should be generous with listening. Okay. Very important. I know it is in my life. I know it's something that I have to work on. All right. And then lastly, we have help from beyond. And I always love getting cards like this. Our spirit team loves us so much. And we forget that because they're not right in front of our physical 3D face, right? We forget that we have these resources out there that are there to help us and to help us discern truth from construct. And I feel like Spirit is saying, be sure that you're leaning on those resources. Take time, hold your heart, touch your heart and hold your heart and talk to your ancestors and ask them, and your angels, your whole spirit team, your spirit animals, ask them to help you discern the truth from a lie, and ask them to help you not be so reactionary when you do hear something that's triggering. Our point and purpose in this world isn't to hurt, it's to heal. And if we are real quick to jump on something and give our opinion and yell and scream, we are not helping. Attacking people is not helping. Okay? All right. So ask for help from beyond. And our tarot card is the 10 of Wands. Ooh, look at her. Look at her face. And that's like the burden this is the burden, feeling overwhelmed card. And again, ask for help from beyond if you're feeling that way. If this is your face right now, and that is often my face, but if this is your face right now, take time to breathe, talk to your ancestors, get help from Spirit, and just let in stillness. The thing about stillness, the thing about silence that is so important is silence allows you to think. And we have gotten like allergic to thinking. We want others to do the thinking for us. It is so easy to jump on the bandwagon from a particular political party, right or left, and say, yes, this is how I feel. This is how it should be. They can do the talking for me. I'm not going to say anything. Okay. And you kind of get behind a political ideology, a symbology that might not actually fit what your soul and your spirit is trying to tell you. So don't be afraid to sit in silence and talk to your ancestors and say, what is the truth in this? Help me see it. They're very willing to help. All right, let's get back to the other camera. All right, I want to thank you guys for coming today. I love you guys. I will hopefully see you on Tuesday in Katie's chat, Katie Moonchild's World. She's on at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time is my live stream, Good Morning Coffee and Talk. And then Coffee Chat Oracle has her live stream on Friday at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope to see you in any one of these chats. And we'll have more discussions about these kinds of things and just lift each other up and help each other get through this time. And remember, Mercury's in retrograde, you guys. So be careful what you talk about and who you talk to. Okay. I love you guys. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.